Excuse me, the first thing I have to say is, what a tremendous turnout. Please give yourselves a real round of applause. This is wonderful. Really appreciate all the wonderful support for your students. So, on behalf of the faculty, professional staff, and students of the University of New England School of Pharmacy, I'm delighted to welcome you to our White Coat ceremony for the class of 2024. I'm Dr. Robert McCarthy, Dean and Professor of the School of Pharmacy and Associate Dean at the Westbrook College of Health Professions at the University of New England. It's my great pleasure to welcome you to the School of Pharmacy White Coat ceremony for our professional student pharmacists in the class of 2024. We will begin our ceremony. I ask that you please keep your mask on during the ceremony and take a moment to silence your cell phones. Thanks so much. Today's ceremony is being streamed to all parts of the known world. We do things very seriously here. And will also be available to view after the ceremony on the School of Pharmacy Facebook page if you'd like to look at it again. Okay, David, we're ready to start. Please be seated. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our platform party. I ask the audience to kindly hold its applause until all members are introduced. Please stand briefly when I introduce your name. Dr. James Krebs, Director of Experiential Education. Dr. George Allen, Chair of the Department of Pharmacy Practice. Dr. Justin Richards, our keynote speaker and a member of the class of 2019. Dr. Devin Sherwood, Pharmacy Practice Associate Professor and Advisor to the class of 2024. At this time, I ask our faculty and professional staff to please stand and face the class of 2024. Students, our faculty and professional staff are here to help you discover your talents and skills as independent learners and student pharmacists. They are a great resource for you. I encourage you to get to know these caring people during your time in our program. They are committed to helping you become the best pharmacist you can be. One of the most important activities you can do each semester is to get to know at least one faculty member. Would the audience please join me in a round of applause for the members of our faculty and professional staff. Please be seated. Well, class of 2024, here we are, finally, right? When we asked you a year ago at the height of the pandemic whether you wanted a virtual ceremony, the resounding response was no. and that you were willing to wait until a time when we could have the ceremony in person with your family and friends in attendance. Well, your patience has been rewarded. Although we are still wearing masks, although we don't need to wear them outside, happily we are all here together, finally. Over the years, the white coat ceremony has become as much of a tradition in the School of Pharmacy as is commencement. This event symbolizes the formal entry of our first professional year and now our second professional year students into the profession of pharmacy. The white coats our students are about to formally receive. They received them last year so they could complete their laboratory experiences, and they've brought them back to us. And the oath they will take are symbols to remind them of their commitment to their care of patients. A white coat ceremony allows us to recall why we chose to become a pharmacist, the opportunity to care for others, to use our knowledge and skills to help cure disease, alleviate discomfort, minimize symptoms, and in general, improve the lives of our patients. The white coat ceremony allows the Dean of the School of Pharmacy an opportunity to share with the recipients what we expect of them as UNE student pharmacists and what their patients will expect of them as their pharmacists. Your faculty and professional staff will do our part to prepare you to be outstanding pharmacists. For your part, we ask three things. First, work hard. The pharmacy curriculum is a very challenging one and requires your full attention and effort. Second, be honest in all your activities and interactions. Third, care about yourselves, each other, your faculty, your school, and most importantly, your patients. On this important day in your professional lives, I want to remind the class of 2024 of our expectations for you: hard work, honesty, and caring. It's what we expect of a University of New England student pharmacist and a graduate, and I am certain is what we will see from you. To the class of 2024 and to your family and friends, please accept our heartfelt congratulations of all of us in the School of Pharmacy. Welcome to the family of healthcare professionals. We are very pleased to begin a new tradition for our ceremony by asking one of our alumni to serve as speaker. It's the first time we've done this, and we're very excited. It's something special we wanted to do for the class of 2024. Dr. Justin Richards is originally from Dixfield, Maine. Dr. Richards joined the University of New England School of Pharmacy as part of the class of 2019. Prior to UNE, he received his Bachelor's of Science in Biology from the University of Maine, Orono. He currently is working as a veterinary pharmacist at Covetrus and as a community pharmacist for the community pharmacy in Saco. You may have recently seen him on television. He's very photogenic. During his time at UNE, he served as a Dean's Ambassador and is on the executive boards of Kappa Psi and our Phi Lambda Sigma Leadership Society. Dr. Richards received the School of Pharmacy Leadership Award at the Pharmacy Hooding Ceremony. When not working, he enjoys spending time in the great Maine outdoors and with his wife. By the way, you can meet your spouse in pharmacy school, a member of the UNE Pharmacy class of 2018. We are proud to have him join us for this important ceremony. And most importantly, at last year's Maine Pharmacy Association golf tournament, he got a hole-in-one, which was pretty spectacular. He was in my foursome, and I just watched with great enjoyment. So it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Justin Richards. Oh, that's supposed to.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello, class of 2024. I'm delighted to have this opportunity to not only finally meet you face to face, but also take part in this sacred tradition that we as pharmacists hold so near and dear, bestowing the illustrious white coat onto the next generation of practicing professionals. As a former student of this fine institution, I find myself filled with a mix of emotions standing before you here today. It doesn't seem like that long ago I was at my own white coat ceremony, filled with pride to get my shiny white coat, but I was also filled with drowning anxiety thinking of the academic road before me. I've been asked to reflect on my experiences, both positive and negative, through my academic and professional career, and distill some advice to pass on to you as you embark on this ever-important chapter in your life. And if all goes well, you'll leave here a little less anxious and a little more confident than I did way back in the ye old days of 2015. Each of you has traveled your very own unique path to end up here today. Each with your own challenges, your own setbacks, and your own obstacles that you've had to face and overcome. With that in mind, I wish to not only commend you for making it to this point, I also ask you to think of your fellow students and recognize that each of you come here today with very different backstories. In the opposite fashion of how you arrived here, in 2024, when you all graduate, you will diverge and take on very different roles in our field and continue carving your own paths. However, from now until then, you're all in the same boat together, and I cannot stress enough how important it is to learn how to lean on one another, learn how to recognize when you yourself need help, and learn how to recognize when someone else is falling overboard so you can lend a hand. Your studies are very important, but they are not everything. One of the greatest struggles I witnessed my colleagues having was balancing studying, work, extracurricular activities, and their personal lives. There is no perfect formula to finding this balance, but you must remember that there is indeed a balance. Too much of any one given thing is bound to be bad for you and throw your whole life for a whirl. So I advise each of you to take stock in what is important to you and to make a diligent effort to not let those things slip away, even with the stress of school. Also, it is never too early to start making yourself look good for employers. Much in the same tone as balancing what's important for your personal life, it's also important to balance what is important for you professionally. Leadership roles, research projects, academic honors, publications, and civil service endeavors surprisingly weigh comparably to each other upon graduation. I've seen many brilliant colleagues miss out on killer residency opportunities or career opportunities because they focus too hard on one specific thing. And in a world where ranking and computer algorithms dictate whether or not your CV is even seen by the right person, you owe it to yourself to have a diverse spread of involvement to help yourself in the future. The last bit of advice I offer is to never stop looking for advice. Being open and receptive to feedback and constructive criticism is arguably the greatest gift you can give yourself. It is really hard to be critiqued. Personally, this is something I really struggled with in school. But if you can tackle that and learn to take constructive criticism, it'll pay dividends in the future. It's very natural to resist feedback or convince yourself that you're doing everything right and someone else suggesting something is very wrong. However, I suggest you seek out advice now and feedback from colleagues, professors, loved ones, and bosses that you currently trust. You'll learn how to take criticism with grace. If you don't become receptive to critiques now, you won't be able to distinguish between good and bad criticism in the future. This skill is a major make or break for a lot of professional careers. So console in those you trust and always work to be better. Thank you.
All kinds of great things in the podium here. So, got a few little gifts here for you. Well, thank you, gift.
Thank you.
In this really cool thing. Isn't that cool? So there you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
There you go.
Thank you.
Jeff, did you want to get a picture of that? No, don't sit down too quick. I just didn't want to trip over the door. There we go. Jeff, let me button my jacket. All right, good. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks. Justin, thank you so much. We appreciate it. At this time, the presentation of the white coats will begin. Our Dean's Ambassadors will lead the class of 2024 to the stage on my right. Dr. Krebs will introduce each student who will proceed to the center of the stage to receive the white coat from Doctors Allen and Sherwood. We will have a professional photographer, our friend Jeff, and also, we'll take pictures of each of you while putting on your coat and also while receiving a copy of the Pledge of Professionalism from me. So the way it will work is we will hand you, we're very COVID sensitive now, our faculty will hand the students the coat on a hanger, they'll put their coat on. I then will present you with an oath of professionalism. We can do the elbow bump, and then Jeff will take a photograph. Guests are welcome, very welcome to come forward for picture taking. This is not one of those things where you can't do that. Please come forward. Please return to your seats after the photographs have taken. It's easier if you let Jeff take his photograph, and then you can take as many photographs as you wish. Family and friends, please hold your applause until all students have returned to their seats. Will the first row of student pharmacists please rise and approach the stage?
Thank you. Megan Aiello, Rockport, Massachusetts, completed her pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. No, I think she sent you too soon. You're good though. Fiona Blanchard from Bridgewater, Massachusetts, completed her pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Nicole Bradeen from Biddeford, Maine, completed her pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Elizabeth Brown from Palm Beach, Florida, received a Bachelor of Arts in English from Flagler College. Joshua Burke, Freeport, Maine, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Spencer Canham from Winterport, Maine, completed a Bachelor of Science in Health Sciences at Husson University. Olivia Chase, Brunswick, Maine, completed a Bachelor of Science in Medical Biology from UNE. Alicia Fu from Singapore, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Emmeline Graham from Skaneateles, New York, completed a Bachelor of Science in Food Science and Nutrition at Clemson University. Excellent. Megan Green from Old Forge, New York, completed a Bachelor of Science in Health Science from Castleton University. Gabriel Johnson, Durham, Maine, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Emily Kent, Windham, Maine, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Jillian LaChapelle from Guilford, New Hampshire, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Nicole Lombardi from East Longmeadow, Massachusetts, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Ryan Manson from Tewksbury, Massachusetts, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Taylor Mason from Bethel, Maine, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. You got a long one, Alice. Just kidding. Alice Matthews, Scarborough, Maine, a Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy Studies at Western New England University. Sarah Mayrose, North Berwick, Maine, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Alston Moreau, Presque Isle, Maine, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Lise Munizero from Burundi, she completed pre-pharmacy coursework at Kennebec Valley Community College. It's a little backed up. Quang Nguyen from Dak Minh, Vietnam, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at Valencia Community College in Orlando, Florida. Autumn Nostrom from Standish, Maine, completed a Bachelor of Science in Medical Biology from St. Joseph's College. Catherine Parker, Denmark, Maine, completed a Bachelor of Arts in Science and Medical Biology from the University of New England. Hi, Ben. Benjamin Pastor from Wilmington, Massachusetts, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Elizabeth Ralph from Guilford, New Hampshire, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Thanks, Camden.
Hi, Mom.
Camden Saucier from Biddeford, Maine, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Jessica Sharma, Saco, Maine, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Kirsten Sullivan from Northborough, Massachusetts, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Jeremy Vong from Brunswick, Maine, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Jordan Sullivan, Kennebunk, Maine, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE.
so glad you're here. Take your time. There we go. There we go. Do you want to make a final thing? You get to say the magic words.
Great. So I get to do the magic words. So please join me in congratulating the New England School of Pharmacy class of 2024.
Please be seated. As healthcare professionals, pharmacists must hold themselves to very high standards. By reciting or developing a pledge, new students are able to see early on the importance of our profession places on ethics and values. Dr. Devin Sherwood, as a class advisor, will now lead the students in the Pledge of Professionalism. Dr. Sherwood?
So I have a couple remarks for you guys that I was going to make before we do the professionalism pledge. And I feel like your class has been, our whole COVID issue coming through. How many people hate the word COVID at this point? Like, I'm tired of hearing it, right? Everybody? I mean, between everything that's been going on with the healthcare system, trust issues, disparities, the drug use epidemic that's kind of fueled through the whole thing. COVID has been such a impact, but I am so excited to be here, finally, as your advisor standing in front of you to welcome your class of 2024. It's overdue. I know that Dr. Krebs just said congrats, but I really want to do another round of applause and have you guys stand, please. We've had enough delays, and that was so long overdue. So with everything that's been different for you guys in the pandemic, I honestly feel like who is better? You guys can sit. Sit, please, please, please. Who is better than your class to start leading us going forward after this whole COVID kerfuffle pandemic, right? I think that when I think about pharmacists over the last almost 2 years, we're looking at COVID probably not going away for much longer than that. We've been thrown into the fire, and you guys, even with your studies, you have to look at this as you're going to be the change agents going forward. I can't think of a better class to start with than you guys, honestly. I think that one of the things I found really interesting, I was looking for a couple things for remarks for the significance of the white coat ceremony for tonight. And it was cracking me up that the one article I found that popped up right away, there was an article named The Impact of Pharmacy Student Participation in the White Coat Ceremony on Professionalism. March 2020, this came out. And it actually talked about the significance of this event. It talked about your personal achievement, professionalism, feeling welcome to pharmacy, readiness for patient care, lifelong learning, and your code of ethics. Is something from this ceremony normally when you come in as a P1 that you start thinking about and really gets you that vibe of you're part of the UNE family. And it was so hard over Zoom to tell you guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. You're part of the UNE family, but you so are, and I almost feel like you guys are in such a different position where we all want to get to know you so much more and want you to be so much part of this vibrant community with our P3s and our P1s. You guys are right in the middle of the road. So even though your ceremony didn't happen last year, I'm just so excited and elated that I don't think from all of you that I've met and finally getting to know you in lab, you guys are such a great group and you're going to be great change agents. The color white in general, it symbolizes a lot of things, but it really begins with new beginnings, and this is how we normally start your careers. And I think that honestly, the color white for you guys, it's brilliant, right? It's a brilliant color, and you should really think, as you walk out into every situation in pharmacy, wear it proud. It means a lot. When we're looking at patients in general, they're gonna come to you with so many uncertain times. They're scared a lot of the time, they're angry. They're often detached or even, unengaged. And they're gonna come to you often misinformed. I mean, we have so much effort, going out with the misinformation of COVID right now, right? So you guys are the ones, as you wear those white coats, that you are gonna be the confident, reliable source of trusted information. Pharmacists are one of the most, we're like the most health trusted partners in healthcare and among the public. We're so trusted. So this white coat means a lot. And you're gonna need to have that calming presence in those uncertain and uncomfortable times with patients. And remember that you are those change agents, and the insight that you're gonna bring to the conversation and the education that you're gonna learn here is gonna carry you through your whole career. I want you guys to think about one thing before we recite this pledge of professionalism. All of you, I sat on the admissions committee, I interviewed a lot of you guys, and I know all of you had to write an essay speaking to why do you want to be a pharmacist, right? You guys all remember that, or you tried to forget that by now, right? But going through the admissions process, we always ask you, why do you want to be a pharmacist? And everybody's got their different reasons. We look at this as a career. We're not just doing this for the money, because there's way too many things that go along with this in terms of stress and all the struggles that can sometimes go along with it. But you're joining something so meaningful. I want you to think of this more as like a past, a present, and a future for tonight's event. Your past history to get you to even think about pharmacy and what you're going through. What brought you here? Did you go into it where you were affected by something as a person and you wanted to make a difference with a family member? Or were you just really good at chemistry? I don't know. But whatever that reason that you recognized pharmacy was your career, hold on to that. And in the struggles of going through pharmacy school, kind of use that to get you through. The persistence is going to need to be there on fighting to get into pharmacy school in the beginning and all the hard work you did to pay off. And it's going to take you into your future where you are going to be changing the lives of so many people that you encounter every day. You're going to be making such an impact, changing their lives, going forward. So again, white coat ceremony, really, it signifies you coming into our community. It signifies you being part of our UNA family. And all of you here are going to be working together in our timeless efforts for our patients and for our noble profession. And I really hope that you guys can think of, as you're going through the struggles of all your quizzes and exams, the knowledge and skills that you're gaining are really just going to help you be those change agents and those leaders going forward. With that, let's cite our pledge of professionalism. So if all of you could stand and raise your right hand. So we're going to do this together, okay? Everybody ready? Everybody get it out? Yeah, sorry. What's that? Yeah. If yours is really curly and you want to use your program, it's the front page of that as well, if that makes it a little easier for you guys. Okay, everybody ready? All right, so raise your hand. As a student of pharmacy, say with me, as a student of pharmacy, I believe there is a need to build and reinforce a professional identity founded on integrity, ethical behavior, and honor. This development, a vital process in my education, will help ensure that I am true to the professional relationship I establish between myself and society as I become a member of the pharmacy community. Integrity will be an essential part of my everyday life, and I will pursue all academic and professional endeavors with honesty and commitment to service. To accomplish this goal of professional development as a student of pharmacy, I will develop a sense of loyalty and duty to the profession by contributing to the well-being of others and by enthusiastically accepting the responsibility and accountability for membership in the profession. Foster professional competency through lifelong learning. I will strive for high ideals, teamwork, and unity within the profession in order to provide optimal patient care. Support my colleagues by actively encouraging personal commitment to the oath of a pharmacist and the code of ethics for pharmacists as set forth by the profession. Dedicate my life and practice to excellence. This will require an ongoing reassessment of personal and professional values. Maintain the highest ideals and professional attributes to ensure and facilitate the conventional relationship required of pharmaceutical care and giver. Of the pharmaceutical caregiver, My profession of pharmacy is one that demands adherence to a set of ethical standards. These high ideals are necessary to ensure the quality of care extended to the patients I serve. As a student of pharmacy, I believe this does not start with the graduation. Rather, it begins with my membership in this professional college community. Therefore, I will strive to uphold these standards as I advance toward the full membership in the profession of pharmacy. I voluntarily make this pledge of professionalism. Congratulations, class of 2024. Dean McCarthy.
Okay, you can sit down. You know, one of the first things you have to learn in pharmacy school is how to handle multiple things at the same time. So that was a little test there to see if you could unroll those scrolls, hold your right hand at the same time. So it's part of the deal of being a pharmacist. You did a great job. So thank you, Dr. Sherwood. In closing, I'd like to extend a very special thank you to our Dean's Ambassadors. Would you please stand, our Dean's Ambassadors? We have 4 of them here tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4. There they are. Molly Bean, Lilia Brooks, Allison White, and Kendall Millard, who gave up starting out their long Labor Day weekend to be with us. I really appreciate that. I understand they're going for tacos later, so that sounds like and Lily is paying, which is even better. Wow, that's great. They give up so much of their personal time, our Dean's Ambassadors. You'll have a chance to become a Dean's Ambassador as well. It really is very special. So thank you all very much. We truly would not have a wonderful event like this without the professional staff in the School of Pharmacy. And I really want to thank Renee Dana. Renee, where are you, Renee? You can see without my glasses here. There she is. Renee, you can stand up, still stand up. Renee, those of us in the School of Pharmacy know that nothing in the School of Pharmacy happens without Renee. So thank you so much, and that includes this wonderful event. Thank you, Renee. Also want to thank Jeff Shearer, our outstanding photographer, I haven't seen Jeff in about a year and a half. It's so great to see him in person. He is one of the best, and we're going to have some great photographs. So thank you, Jeff. Our good friend in the back there, running all the electronics and the music, David Daddiego. Once again, thank you, David, very much. And because of David, we were able to live stream this ceremony, so really appreciate that. So, a friendly reminder that masks must remain on while you're in the building. Photos can be taken outside of the building or in front of the pharmacy building or even in the green, our beautiful green here on our campus. A very well-deserved round of applause is appropriate at this time. Thank you so much. Congratulations to our white coat recipients, our P2 class. Our white coat ceremony is now concluded. I ask you to remain seated until the platform party, faculty, and students have exited. We'll be going out this door, and then would urge you to please come outside and join us. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. David?